Live from Sweet Swine County, where every day is sweet, it's Split Hoof Tonight with Billy Gates and the Broken Windows Band. Hi, I'm Earl Silo, and now let's welcome Sweet Swine's one and only Cousin John.
Well, hey, thank you. Welcome to another great episode of Split Hoof Tonight. Earl, how you doing tonight?
Never better, Cousin John.
Oh, that's great to hear. Hey, you know what today is, right?
Wednesday?
Well, that too. Folks, we got a real special deal for you tonight. You notice I'm not out here doing my ever-popular monologue like I normally do. What we're doing, this is our first anniversary, Earl.
Oh, yeah.
We've been doing this for a year right now.
Already.
So what we're doing tonight is we're going to take you back in time a little bit, and we're going to go through our first year and show you a little bit about how we've come along, some of the great people we've met, some of the great places we've gone to see, and some of the great stories we've heard. What we're going to do right now is I'd like to take you back, and we're going to show you how we opened our very first show.
Let's do that.
That ought to be kind of fun. We're going to take a look at that. We'll be right back. Thank you, and welcome to our first initial showing of Split Hoof Tonight. Thank you. We're brought to you live about 2 miles north of the roving metropolis of Split Hoof in our brand new studios. You know, it's kind of a shame that my bank had to foreclose on the Grange Hall just to get this. You know, I know a lot of you have been here, but it's a pretty neat transformation into this state-of-the-art studios, wouldn't you think? Thank you. You know what now? And join me in welcoming our band. I mean, we got a group of all-stars here that come as far away as from High Horse and Cornrow, and even as far away as Shallow Falls. Please join me in welcoming Billy Gates and the Broken Windows Band. Thank you. And of course, we've got my good friend and sidekick, Earl Silo. How are we doing tonight, Earl?
Never better, Cousin John.
Perfect. You know, it's kind of funny. Earl invited me out to his parents' place the other day. Oh, Clarence and Opal. Clarence and Opal Silo, you know, they're kind of some of the biggest pig farmers around town here. Well, we were out there, and Opal and Clarence, they were just kind of leaning on one of the pig pens there. And Opal was musing a little bit. You know, it was going to be their golden wedding anniversary. She couldn't figure out what to do, so she says, Clarence, here's what we're going to do. We're going to roast us up a hog and have a big party. Clarence, he pulled the weed out of his mouth, and he's thinking a little bit, and he goes, you know, Opal, I don't see why the pig should have to suffer for something that happened 50 years ago. Hey, and we're back. Earl, hey, that was kind of fun to see how we opened our very first show, wasn't it?
That was, wasn't it?
You know, I understand, you know, we get a lot of emails and stuff about, you know, my little monologue and stuff in the morning. Is that where we start out? Is that kind of the thing that gets us the most response?
Well, you remember that part of my duties as your sidekick is to read and answer all of those emails that come in.
That's exactly
regarding
right.
the whole show, yeah. And you're right. Some of your monologues, yeah.
So let me ask, what was the favorite one of everybody that got the most response?
The one that got the most response was that monologue that the audience never really heard.
The audience would hear.
That's right, yeah.
Oh,
remember?
The censorship board got on me.
Yeah. Should we take a look at it?
Well, yeah, might as well, I guess. We'll be right back. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another great show of Split Hoof Tonight. This is number 8. 8 of them. 92 to go, and we'll be in syndication. Anyway, I'm really excited. We got a great guest tonight. We got some great reports from outside Sweet Swine County. And, you know, Earl, it's kind of funny. I was doing a little study, you know, with all the tensions and crap that's going on in the world. I found out that there's 4 basic tenets.
This is the KLUK Censor Board. We interrupt the Split Hoof Tonight monologue for this special message. We feel this joke doesn't meet the standard for humor associated with Split Hoof Tonight. If you'd like to submit a joke for Cousin John, email us at ourstorymn.com. And remember, it's a family show. Cousin John, what were you thinking?
Anyway, folks, hey, we got a great show tonight, great bunch of guests. Right now, we've got one of our own Sweet Swine citizens has found a great place to visit outside Sweet Swine County. We're going to go there right now You come along, and we'll be right back.
Hello, it's me, Gigi. I hopped the wrong plane. I thought I was going to Moscow, but instead I landed here in the beautiful Midwest USA. What a happy accident!
Faribault County. Keister is a small town in Faribault County that is nestled among some of the highest hills in southern Minnesota. The Keister Hills are glacial moraines that were formed during the last ice age. The tallest hill rises to an altitude of 1,432 feet above sea level, and travelers driving north out of Keister on Highway 22 will certainly notice the beautiful panoramic views from the rolling hillsides. Named for Judge J.A. Keister, a prominent figure in early Faribault County history, Keister was platted in 1865 when land claims were filed by Eli and A.W. Judd. In 1899, the Iowa, Minnesota, and Northwestern Railroad built a depot in Keister while it was joining together with communities from Belle Plaine, Minnesota, to Mason City, Iowa. The town grew quickly, and by 1900 it was noted that the local population of 896 was supporting several general stores, a state bank, hardware and implement stores, 2 blacksmiths, a newspaper, and a livestock dealer. Keister is a thriving community with many businesses tied to agriculture, 2 churches, and the wonderful Key Civic Theater. A city-sponsored renewal project on Main Street in the 1990s included a newly constructed retail grocery store complex. The friendly, progressive spirit of the town's residents is especially on view at annual events like the Farming of Yesteryear show, the Keister Day celebration, and the Keister City Park Holiday Lights Festival.
Oh, may I show you more?
Yankton County. From its early days as the capital of the Dakota Territory to being an origination point for tales of the Old West, Yankton, South Dakota's interesting and abundant history is still easily experienced in the city today. Ooh la la! Located just 30 miles west of I-29 on the scenic Missouri River, Yankton hosts over 1.5 million visitors a year who come to see the historic city, attend exciting festivals, and enjoy the boundless recreational opportunities found throughout the area. With a population nearing 14,000, Yankton's beauty is reflected in 10 parks on more than 208 acres in the community. Nearby Lewis and Clark Lake and the Missouri River are used for all kinds of recreational activities. Whether you seek premier golf, miles of trails, kayaking, archery, swimming, hunting, sailing, or eagle watching, Yankton has it all and more. The city has a well-developed cultural base. Yankton, in fact, is a thriving music, art, and theater town. Besides performances at the college and at Yankton High School, the Lewis and Clark Theater Company performs in Dakota Theater downtown and on summer evenings at Lakeside Theater by Lewis and Clark Lake. Dance troupes and musical groups entertain year-round. In summer, there is an outdoor concert every week at the amphitheater in Riverside Park. Simply said, visit Yankton and exclaim for yourself, what a discovery! Ooh la la!
Boy, I just about forgot about that one, Earl.
Yeah, well, if you remember, even though our television audience didn't see it, the studio audience sure did.
And they weren't real happy.
Oh,
were
they booed and hissed, threw rotten tomatoes, nearly ruined one of my favorite flannel shirts. You remember?
Yeah, okay. Let's just move on. What's the next favorite thing?
Well, I'm a bit proud of that. Our second favorite thing that we get the most emails on is my little segment. Earl Steps Out.
Hey, you do a really good job on that. You get out there and you tell people about what's going on around and different things, and good attractions, also. Why don't we take a look at a couple of those?
Okay.
Folks, watch these. We'll be right back.
Say, Earl, I couldn't help but notice there you're not wearing a tie.
Well, yeah, there's kind of a story behind that. I was so honored when you asked me to be your sidekick. And, well, that my appearance is important to me.
Okay.
So I decided right then and there that I was going to wear a tie all the time, because I wanted to look professional.
And?
Well, I love the idea, you know. Then I found that clip-on tie. And you know, that clip-on is so versatile. I threw away all the rest of my ties.
Well, that's easy for you to say. What happened to your clip-on tie?
Well, you know, the other day when I went to pick up my cleaning from the dry cleaners, my clip-on was gone.
You sent a clip-on tie to the dry cleaners?
After all, I want to look professional.
Okay. Well, anyway, so Earl, why don't you give me an idea and tell the audience a little idea about some of the stuff that you got coming up?
Well,
what you're going to be doing.
I'd be glad to. I'd be glad to read you a little report that I like to call
Earl Steps Out!
You know, I was looking around and I found something really interesting. So I made some notes about an upcoming event over in Worthington. That's in Nobles County. It's Worthington, Minnesota's King Turkey Day celebration.
Wow, there we go.
It's quite a long-standing tradition. It actually started in 1939. And it was originally based on a similar celebration down in Cairo, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, in 1972, Worthington actually invited a delegation from Cairo, Texas, to compete in a live turkey race between the Worthington turkey paycheck, you know, because nothing goes faster than a paycheck.
Oh, yeah, they do disappear.
Yeah. And Texas turkey Ruby Begonia.
Ruby Begonia.
Yep.
Okay.
The Gobbler Gallop consists of 2 laps against the clock, one in Worthington and the other down in Texas. Now, Worthington's King Turkey Days is always held the second Saturday after Labor Day and starts with a free pancake breakfast.
Ooh.
Their tradition started in 1939. Volunteers serve pancakes, sausage, juice, and coffee from 9 a.m. to noon.
Boy, a guy could eat a lot of pancakes in 3 hours.
In 3 hours, that's right. And each year, a featured speaker begins at 1 o'clock on 10th Street and serves as the honorary flag person for the Great Gobbler Gallop turkey race at 1:30. After the race, it's time for the King Turkey Day Parade, an hour-and-a-half extravaganza with bands, precision units, floats, politicians, beauty queens, clowns, and novelty items. Everything in a parade.
You said clowns twice there, though.
Oh,
Politicians and clowns. Okay.
Most spectators bring lawn chairs to watch the parade in comfort. And there's vendors there to supply food, candy, beverages, and beer near the downtown parade route.
Earl, what do you tell me a little bit about some of your other escapades that you got planned here?
Escapades?
You know, outside Sweet Swine County?
Oh, yeah. I have made quite a few plans and done some reports on some things going on outside Sweet Swine County, haven't I?
So are you actually going to go this time?
Well, I'll tell you what. I've put together another report, and this time I'm going to do it.
You're going to get in your truck and you're going to go to it.
I am. I've got another report here for my little report I like to call
Earl Steps Out!
Cousin John, I've been doing a little research, and I found a little town called Lake Benton. They've got a couple of different little happenings up there that I'd like to tell you about.
That's a nice town, Earl. You got to go up there.
Yep.
That is a great little place.
Lake Benton has a festival, the Fremont Festival and Titankaha Rendezvous.
The what?
The Titankaha Rendezvous.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to take place Friday through Sunday in August, the 13th through the 15th, at the Hole in the Mountain Park up there.
Hole in the Mountain Park.
Hole in the Mountain Park up there. Each year, the Hole in the Mountain Park is transformed into old-time camps, offering visitors an opportunity to walk around and ask questions like, just what was fur trading, and what was it like to live in the Wild West?
And there's going to be people that are going to tell them what that was like?
Yep, there sure are.
They got to be really old.
Well, they're reenactors.
Oh, okay.
But you can shop at many of Lake Benton's chamber businesses and sign up for Benton Bullion, which can be used as free money at the Traders Row out there at the festival.
Oh.
Now there's many beautiful works of art that'll be on sale or for trade, and the High Valley Art Guild will be on hand to demonstrate their many skills like character drawings and pottery, spinning, and weaving.
Wow.
You can catch Swanson's cowboyography demonstrations. It's a hands-on look at life of the American cowboy.
Hey, that was good. Earl, I love those reports. You have dug in and found out about all the things that go on outside of Sweet Swine County.
There's a
'cause
bunch.
God knows there's a whole lot more going on outside Sweet Swine County than there is inside Sweet Swine County. But there's something that kind of bothers me about this deal.
What's that?
All these great places you found to go and see and visit, and there's celebrations and parades and great restaurants and movie theaters on it. How many of those have you actually gone to see?
Actually gone out to see?
Physically gone outside of Sweet Swine County and gone to see these things?
Well,
You still haven't left, have you?
You're right, Cousin John. But it's a new year. We're going to start a whole new bunch of shows.
All right.
And I'll tell you what, this time, I'm going to make it.
Well, this year, if I have to, I'm going to hog tie you, put you in my truck, and I'm going to take you across the county line at least. We're going to get out and see some of this stuff. Because there's some great places to eat. We've talked about some of this food that's out there. There's some great places to see. There's some great towns to see. And some wonderful history. I mean, I'm proud of these places that we've found. This is great.
We're going to do it.
And something else I'm really proud of is some of the people that we've had here. We had a guy in here. I think we ought to take a look at the guy from Morton, Minnesota.
It was from our first show, I believe.
It was from our first show. He builds special cars. This guy was amazing. Folks, you got to see this one. We'll be right back. Well, Max, hey, we're really glad you could join us here. They tell me that you've got a manufacturing company that's called Prinzing Motorcars.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
What is it that you manufacture?
Well, we manufacture classic-style automobiles with the 1930s and 40s look with modern running gear.
Wow. Tell me, how did you get started in the business?
Well, I had a 70-acre farm in Winthrop, Minnesota, and just had crops. I didn't have animals. So I always wanted a classic car. I wanted a Duesenberg like my grandfather had.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, they're $1 million plus today.
Right.
So, one winter out in the machine shed, I decided to make one. And I wanted a Rolls-Royce style grill and a Duesenberg type body and Packard-style hood vents. So it took about 6 months to sculpt it and 42 gallons of plaster of Paris.
Oh.
And then you make the die mold off from that. It was 5 pieces. We had to cut it in 5 pieces and bolt it back together and wax it with a beeswax and make the Kevlar body. I use Kevlar because it's stronger than steel and it won't rust.
Right.
And it's a catalyzed process. You pull it, and pour it, and roll it in there cold, and when you pour it, you add the catalyst to it, and that heats it up over a period of 10 hours, and it cures, and next morning you unbolt the mold, and you've got the car body.
Wow. That's good.
Well, tell me, Max, who are some of the more famous people that you've made a Prinzing car for?
Well, we've made a car for singer Neil Diamond and John Denver. And, of course, Denver was from Mankato. He went to Mankato State.
Right.
And he married a girl there. I think her folks' name was Martel. They had the Holiday House in St. Peter.
That's right.
Yeah, Ann was her name. And, of course, I was a member of the Holiday House Club there. And he had said he wanted to look at one of my automobiles at buying one. So when he came, I had, to a little town where we were at, I had moved the factory location to another town, a larger location. And I had a little paper there taped on the door that we had moved, but it had blown away. And in that little town, the high school kids and junior high school kids can come home for lunch for a half hour because it's only about 6 blocks wide. So it was about noon, and he couldn't find us, so he went across the street to a house there, and 15-year-old girl answered the door, and of course he had a chauffeur-driven limo. He'd flown in his own jet. He was coming back for Thanksgiving to visit the folks. And anyway, he said, "You look just like John Denver." Yeah, he said, "That's who I am." So he went out to the limo and got a picture and autographed it for her, and she went back to school and showed it to all the kids, that she had met John Denver. And he bought a blue car with a rumble seat and extra fuel capacity.
What a great story, and what a great guy. I tell you what, he's really something. And we've also done something here. Yeah, we've shown people great places to go and see and all that stuff. But we've had a few people on that are out there in today's world really making a difference.
Yes, they are.
And I know from the list that we got here, let me take a look. Yeah, there's some in here. Now, folks, here's coming up. There's a few people that are out there making a difference in today's world. And in fact, don't tell Miss Minnie about this, but this one's got my girlfriend Harriet in there. Folks, you got to meet old Harriet. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I promised you an exceptional guest, and let me tell you what, I am not going to disappoint tonight. So tonight, please join me in welcoming from the county of Wabasha, in the city of Wabasha, we have Jeff Worrell, and he is the executive director of the National Eagle Center. Let's welcome Jeff. I'm very good. Good to see you.
See you, Earl. How are
Please
you?
have a chair. Good. Oh, hey, Jeff. Thanks for coming along. And who have we got here? Let's introduce us.
This is Harriet. This is our most famous eagle at the Eagle Center. She's 29 years old. 29 years old. She's famous. She's appeared all over the country. And I have to say, I think this is probably the highlight of her career. She's been on the Today Show.
Well, yeah.
She's been on the Tonight Show.
Small potatoes.
Colbert Report, the Bonnie Hunt Show. But this is by far, this is the tops.
Oh.
Doesn't get any better.
So tell us a little bit about now this isn't just any Eagle Center, folks. This is the National Eagle Center. So tell us a little bit about
Sure. Well, the National Eagle Center is America's Eagle destination. We are a repository for permanently injured eagles that have no place else to go. These birds could not survive in the wild. They're permanently injured. But they've got a very important job that they can do, and that's get out and meet people. Meet their adoring public. They are a nation's symbol, so these birds travel to school groups and veterans hospitals, but over 100,000 people come every year to the National Eagle Center.
Really?
Including over 8 people from 85 foreign countries.
That's amazing.
It is.
Now that's right there in Wabasha on the river there?
Right in Wabasha, we're right on the river, and people always ask, you could have located the National Eagle Center anywhere you want. Why would you pick Wabasha, Minnesota?
I know.
What do you think?
It's because of the cliffs overlooking open water. It fits their nesting areas, and there's always food around 12 months out of the year.
Exactly. Boy, you do your homework. You know your stuff. We're very unique. We got big old Lake Pepin just to the north of us, and it pinches back down. And so when it reforms the Mississippi River, so we have all this open water because we have such a quick current right outside our doors.
Right.
Open water, lots of fish, means lots of eagles.
Well, what can a person expect if they come over to the center and want to visit? What can they expect to see?
Well, for one thing that we want everybody to be able to experience is just what we're experiencing right now, this up-close personal experience with an eagle. We don't have any bars or cages at the center. We bring the birds right out with the public, and we want you to be able to get up close and personal, what we call our nose-to-beak experience.
Wow.
Okay. Now, Earl, she's looking at you kind of intensely. I'm thinking that, she hasn't had her lunch yet. You wouldn't happen to have any fish or anything laying about, would you?
Well, I do have a little container down here.
Look at that. She's eyeballing you to beat the band over there. Is that your lunch?
No,
Do you mind?
no.
Oh, okay.
Not my. Yeah, go ahead. Better this than me.
Jody, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Hello, happy to be here.
Good. Now, I understand that up there by Amboy, you've got a horse rescue place. Tell me what it is.
Misfit Acres is a horse rescue sanctuary. We take in horses that need a place to live out their lives. They come from any number of backgrounds: abused, mistreated, family problems, medical problems for the owner or the horse, divorce, job transfers.
Wow. Misfit Acres. Do you have room for a sidekick up there?
Can you live in a stall?
I think you could.
4 legs that are all covered in hair. And
2, and they're kind of hairy. But anyway.
we can put you on the waiting list.
There you go. It finally registered there. So let me ask you, how did you get into horse rescue?
In 1994, I wanted to buy a horse, and we found Lucky, my little horse. Found out that she was at an auction grounds, slated to be sold for slaughter.
Oh.
And we bought her and got to dig into how many auction places and what happens to these horses and where they come from, and discovered the actual need for horse rescues. I mean, everybody knows about, the dog pound and the cat shelters.
How many horses do you have at Misfit Acres?
We have 12 there right now.
12 there.
Yep. We do a lot of donations from kind folks. We do the sheet of recycling materials here. We recycle any number of products that are sold to probably 5 or 6 different recyclers, and that money in turn comes back to the rescue.
So you said, what, 1994? You've been doing it that long for the rescue?
We got the first horse
you
in
bought your first horse.
94.
Okay.
We moved out to our place in 95 and got the nonprofit paperwork through in 2004.
Oh, wow. So that's still 6 years or so.
We're really happy to still be there because there's a lot of animal rescues that are folding right and left because of no funding.
Oh, it's got to be tough, yeah.
So we're pretty happy that we're still here.
So tell us a little bit about Let's Go Fishing. What is that all about?
Well, we started Let's Go Fishing about 3 years ago here in Fairmont.
Okay.
And we take care of seniors in the Fairmont area, so it's just not Fairmont. And we are a nonprofit organization that takes seniors 55 years of age and older out on fishing and pontoon rides, both.
I saw that big old boat sitting up at the corner old 15 and 16 up there one day.
Yes, we did.
Sitting there. That's a nice boat.
Custom made. It's handicap accessible, so it's made with safety in mind.
Oh, okay.
And we go out 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, twice a day. And we do that in June, July, and August.
So what does it cost for the seniors to go along with you?
That's the best part of it. Absolutely nothing. We supply everything, from refreshments to life jackets. If we're out fishing, we take care of the tackle, the bait.
They just
we take care of them totally.
Need a fishing license and go, right?
If they're not in a healthcare facility, then they need a license. Otherwise, the state pays for it.
So if somebody's in a home or whatever,
absolutely,
you can roll them out in the wheelchair, take them out on the lake, and they can go fishing?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. After, what did you say, this is their third season or whatever, you got an idea of how many people you've served or taken out and that type of thing?
Our projections after this year, we'll served over 1,400 seniors on that lake.
No kidding.
That's right.
That's really good.
In just 3 years?
In just 3 years. We figure that's about 185 trips, because as I mentioned, we went twice a day for about a 2-hour trip. And our volunteers put in $1,800 hours they'll put in a summer.
What do you figure it costs your organization to operate this?
We're projecting on a budget of close to $6,000 a year to take care of this, to pay for everything we have to. Insurance is a biggie.
Oh, I'm sure.
Insurance is a biggie, but I'll say this, our number one priority is safety.
Okay.
We go through training, all of our volunteers, which there are over 60 of them that help us out, go through a full training every year, and we discuss the situation of life jackets and the situation of how we handle certain things. And we're almost like a Coast Guard. We escort them right onto the dock and into their seats. And then the most important thing I'll say that we teach our volunteers is to have fun.
Have some fun. Hey, now there's some people and their organizations that are really out there making a difference.
Yes, they are, you know. And speaking about that, how about some of those other guests that are really out there promoting those other towns outside Sweet Swine County?
You know, and that's really a good thing too, because the first year most of our people were there around southern Minnesota, but next year, man, we're getting out a bunch of more towns down in Iowa, South Dakota, Wisconsin even. I can't wait till we bring some of the stuff out to the folks here at home.
Hey, let's go take a look at some of those that we've had over the last year.
Let's do that. We've got a few of them here for you. We'll be right back. Mick, welcome very much. We're glad to have you here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
So now we understand that you're from Pipestone. We
Correct.
all know where that's at, over in the southwest corner of the state.
Corner of the state.
And now you're with the chamber. Is that
Yes.
what I got over there?
Yeah, I'm the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh,
That's
executive
yeah, it's a
director.
big title.
Should have
Big
a
title.
tie on there. You're the pro at this. Tell us all about Pipestone and the things that you have going on there this summer.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Pipestone's a town of over 4,500 people, and we're located, as you said, in the southwest corner of the state. And we're basically an agricultural town, but we have a lot of manufacturing, wind tower, blade manufacturing, and that type of thing. But we also have a lot of tourist attractions and so forth in our community, and we do a lot of festivals.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the festivals that you've got coming up? Earl likes to talk about them. He doesn't always get to them, but I get out to a lot of them. So.
Well, I've seen you at festivals before in Pipestone, but we'd sure like to see Earl there. One of the things that we got coming up is really cool. We have a Pipestone powwow, and that is a really neat event. The powwow is a very colorful event. Native Americans from the Midwest come together. They come to Pipestone. They're there for 3 days, and it's a powwow is a fun event. It's like a party. I mean, they come to dance.
Do they have like the hoop dancers and
yes,
all
the
that?
hoop dancers,
the
grass.
You folks got to go see some of that stuff.
Exactly. On this same day, if you can imagine that, we also have a Red Hat extravaganza.
The Red Hat?
Red Hat
Oh, the Red Hat
extravaganza.
ladies,
You
yeah.
bet. We have several hundred Red Hat ladies come to Pipestone, and they're at our Performing Arts Center, and we entertain them. We have solid luncheons. We get the red fire truck out. We do fire truck rides all over town. And
Well, there's always something about women in fire trucks. They love those firemen. You know?
They love those firemen, you
Yeah.
bet. And then we have a group called Divas of the Ages from Minneapolis coming down for entertainment. So that's a really cool event.
So, Earl, what do you think about that hat there?
You aren't going to make me put that red hat on, are you, Cousin John?
Well, that red might clash with your camel a little bit, but I really think the purple would tie it all together real well.
I like it with my tie.
So, Julie, tell us a little bit about Sleepy Eye and some of the things that you got coming up, going on there.
Sleepy Eye has a yearly celebration on the 3rd weekend of August.
Okay.
It is Buttered Corn Days.
Oh, buttered corn. Earl, the only thing better than buttered corn
is
more buttered corn.
Oh, goodness. Well, we serve lots of it. Tons of it.
Literally, I bet, huh?
Yes, we do. Buttered corn is served on the Friday of the 3rd weekend from 11 to 7. And not only do we serve corn, we serve burgers and beer, and we have kids games, we have polka music, old time music, lots of things going on that weekend.
Buttered corn, burgers, and beer. Beautiful.
We have our corn is brought in by Del Monte Corporation.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Yes, yes. Anderson Custom Processing cooks it for us, and AMPI is the butter that's served.
Oh, American
Go
Milk
with it.
Producers.
Yes, yes.
Gotta love that stuff.
And then on Saturday, we have a waffle feed, we have a fun run walk, and we have the grand parade at 6 o'clock. Oh, it's an awesome parade.
Boy, there's some great eating to be done there, some great stuff to be seen. You know, I noticed that you brought some things. What have you got here?
I did bring some things.
Sure.
Well, every year we are having a special wine. It has a special label to commemorate our celebration. This is done by Fieldstone Vineyards in Redwood Falls.
Oh, and that's kind of close there, too.
Yes, yes, so that's a big hit for us. We have a mug every year, so a special commemorative mug.
Oh, commemorative mug,
Yes,
sure.
and we always put our sponsors on there. We have some fun corn suckers for the sweet tooth.
Ooh,
Yeah,
corn candy.
yeah. A new thing that we're doing, the corn cook-off, and this is just one of the trophies.
Oh, here I thought we were getting a trophy to replace the hogger.
But do you cook?
I do.
Well, then come enter. We have main dish, side dish, or dessert. If you can cook one of those, enter. You just have to make a dish with Del Monte corn in it.
Earl, did you know why Cheryl's here tonight?
Nope.
She's going to tell us about the summer festival that Windham has every year, and it's called Riverfest. What can you tell us about that?
Hey, Riverfest has been around for a long time. This is our 27th annual celebration.
Wow.
Actually, Windham has had summer celebrations dating back to the 1940s. But Riverfest itself, celebrating our river that goes through Windham, Des Moines River, dates back to 1984.
Wow. So when is that being held this year?
It's always the second full weekend in June. This year the dates, if you want to mark them on that calendar, are June 11th, 12th, and 13th.
And do you have a special theme this year?
We do. Our theme this year is Fired Up in 2010.
Fired up. What's the... What's that tied up to?
Hey, we're really celebrating this year. We're celebrating the 125th anniversary of Wyndham's Volunteer Fire Department.
Wow, that's really something. That's got to be one of the oldest ones in the area, isn't it?
It might be, but we're really proud of our fire department, all volunteers, and so we're going to honor them through our celebration. Some of the things we're going to do differently this year with Riverfest, they've invited all the neighboring fire departments to come on down to Wyndham, June 11th, 12th, and 13th. Saturday afternoon, right in the downtown square, we're going to have activities and games. You know, some of those water fights.
Do those Fireman Olympics where they blast the beer keg back and forth over the cable and stuff?
Well, I'm not sure it's a beer keg, but yeah, we are going to do that kind of activity. And then the fire department's also decided to have some activities for kids, to get the kids involved. And because the area fire departments are going to be there anyway, they're going to stay in town and be part of our grand parade, which gets underway Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Hey, Earl, talk about some great towns and celebrations and events. And I would like to thank each and every one of those people for stopping in and seeing us and letting our people that watch us and see us here know about their little places there.
Oh, yeah. And you know, Cousin John, talk about covering events. How about our field reporters that are always traveling around?
You know, it's great. We got old Betty Thompson out there cooking it up with Betty. We've got Ronnie P. Silage out there with almost breaking news. He gets really excited about some of that stuff there, you know. We've got we've got our roving reporter, Clarice.
Ooh, I like
doing,
Clarice.
Yeah, I know you like that. You're kind of sweet on her. Doing Hidden Away But Not Forgotten. We've got, we got old cousin Jeff. Does the in the passenger seat where he goes around, drives those people around in the car. And then we've got Memoirs of a Librarian, our book author there. You know, Earl, I really want to take this chance here in front of our studio audience and our TV audience to thank you for being my Ed McMahon. It's really been a pleasure here.
Oh, thanks. I've enjoyed it, Cousin John.
You know, and we just want to thank everybody that, you know, that comes in to see our show, because, you know, this still is the hottest ticket in town.
You know it.
But a big thanks goes out to all you folks out there and in our TV audience, you know, and it just tells me that if you folks are still watching us, it's one of two things. Either you're a big fan or somebody's lost the remote. So for now, thanks for being here. Folks, it's been a great year. Good night, everybody.